Galnet News Digest, 7th of December 3309. We read the news so you don't have to. In this week's news, nearly half of the Thargoid Spire Sites have been shut down. And Nakato Kaine's protest against the Sirius Corporation has been a massive flop.
More Spire sites have been rendered inactive this week, with the rate of progress enhanced by Professor Palin's Spire Contamination Programme. Last week, all of the Spire sites surrounding Titan Tyrannus were taken offline by a combination of combat and the contamination missions. This week, all of the Spire sites around Titan Ligong are dead. 5 out of the 8 Spire sites in the space controlled by Indra are offline, and 1 site near Kokijo and 1 near Thor have also been disabled. Only the Oya, Raijin and Hadad Spire sites remain fully active. Reporter Gus LaChapelle, who toured one of the inactive sites near Indra, described it as an alien cemetery. His words are somewhat dramatic.
The eerie stillness surrounding me now is even more unnerving than when I visited this horror factory before. Bioluminescent nodules no longer pulse their sticky glow. Spires blot out the stars above, twisted towers made from solid night. Mega barnacles have ceased producing their foul byproducts. I'm walking through an alien cemetery. The soldiers escorting me constantly perform pirouettes with their weapons, trigger twitchy, but there are no black-hulled monstrosities spitting fire from the shadows or wheeling across the sky. Only rotted mineral sacks drooping from mechanical vines and decaying chunks of necrotized metal. Even the nerve points that once triggered glandular responses have grown dull.
LaChapelle attributed the shutdowns to Palin's contamination missions, but the first sites were already inactive in the weeks leading up to those missions becoming available. The Anti-Xeno initiative mounted a sustained assault on one of the Spire sites near Thor at the weekend, and it seems likely that that and other sites will soon join the 20 that have been disabled already. With almost half of the Spire sites rendered inoperable, the strain on the Thargoid's logistics must be becoming severe. However, there is still no indication that either the Titans or their battle fleets have become any weaker as a consequence of the loss of the Spire sites. Professor Seamus Madigan, who is currently working with Aegis, admitted it remains unclear if or how the Titans will be affected by the loss of all these Spire sites. In spite of their continuing retreat, the Thargoids have this week managed to invade 2 new inhabited systems. Ground-based Coney installation in the HIP 1111-1 system has put out an appeal for AX pilots to help drive the Thargoids back. Roloff's Horizons in HIP 224 is the other ground base currently under attack. Commanders are asked to assist at both sites if they can.
The Sirius Corporation has said it is delighted that the Alliance rebels, led by Nakato Kaine, have failed to demonstrate the ability of the Alliance to defend itself without Sirius's help. Councillor Kaine invited commanders to help build up a reserve of military supplies in the Tionisla system, to be administered directly by the Alliance, to start the long process of weaning the Alliance Defence Force off its dependence on the Sirius Corporation. Sirius supplies the upgrades for all Alliance megaships, and provides extensive, if somewhat ineffective, logistical support to the Alliance's efforts to turn back the Thargoid tide. Sirius CEO Lee Yong-ri blamed the Alliance Assembly for interfering with the Sirius Corporation's work to keep Alliance fighters supplied, suggesting that Councillor Kaine is one of the reasons Sirius has not been as effective as it might otherwise have been. Kaine restated her belief that the Alliance will become capable of defending itself without support from Sirius, but she said that in the light of the disappointing support for her initiative, the promised discounts on Alliance anti-Xeno spaceships have been cancelled. Prime Minister Edmund Munn, who supports the Sirius Defence Pact, was approached for comment.
And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News. We read the news so you don't have to.